There is not a better place to start your trading career than with a prop firm. You will limit your downside and you will learn to trade with rules. So you can't just be a gunslinger.
Yeah, I'd probably argue if someone's trading all day or like on their 5th or 6th trade, like it's not going well. Like most of my green days, when you look at them, I'd say like 90% of them, it's 100% win rate.
Should we be considering that the way to maximize prop firms is copy trading to 20, 30, 40 accounts?
I think if you have taken payouts and you have proven that you can do that, you should be looking to scale up.
Like James said, if you're someone that's taking payouts, not having the conversation about scaling is actually hurting you.
Put it in perspective. You guys are going to go to a 9 to 5 today for 9 hours and take home 300 and be like, I love my life. But I'll give you $500 in 10 minutes here, and you'll be like, nah, I'm good.
That's fact, bro. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Home team. Boys, we haven't actually done a home team in a while, so it's good to sit down. You know, I was thinking about it because I don't drop more than once a week. Some people don't even know what a home team is because I get new subscribers, we get new listeners, and they're like, home team of what? You know, because we're not doing it that often. So it's good to sit down and catch up. We should start with sports predictions for let's do baseball first, Evan. You want to do baseball?
Okay.
Have at it.
Let's see what outlandish picks
I think
you got.
The Phillies, no doubt, are going to get the magic number is 4 as of today. So the Phillies are going to get a bye. So that should be locked up pretty easy at this point. Mm-hmm. I think you'll probably then see the Phillies play the Brewers to go to the World Series. That's what I'm going to guess. And then I'm going to say Phillies beat the Brewers in 4. And then Phillies beat, I want to say the Red Sox. I don't know why, bro. I don't know why. I just think they're playing
in the World Series.
They're playing good baseball right now. So I'm like,
yeah. All right. You just got to get to Chapman. He was shutting it down there for a while, like 50 scoreless innings.
Pretty impressive.
But pretty outlandish. Maybe a little biased.
Yeah, but I have to be, bro. My teams are good this year, so I have to be biased. Yeah, this is the year to be biased. My own teams.
Yeah. Well, yeah, one of them is your baseball
Bruce,
team.
you don't even do baseball.
I'll give you that.
Bruce, you got
I love you, Yanks, and they do call me James Yank Bruce, but I don't watch baseball.
Why? Why have you never gotten into baseball?
Honestly, I actually don't know. I think maybe because it's not as mainstream as like NFL or NBA. Like for me, my sport that I love watching is NFL. That's the sport that I follow a lot. Like if you can ask me questions about like what college did this guy go to or anything like that, I'll know that. But like,
tell me the street address that Adrian Peterson grew up on.
I don't know, but he's fighting oaks in the poker rooms right now.
Tell me do you know his birthday?
Yeah.
You know Adrian Peterson's birthday? No.
December.
You better not.
That would be good. That would be crazy, bro. That would be like full autism level of
I know
sports
knowledge.
Yeah, that'd be concerning.
It's in December. No, it's in March. I'm wrong.
That's still weird. Okay. So before we leave baseball, Evan, you want to make a prediction? You going to say the Yankees? Are you going to be biased? I don't know if that's a good year to be biased to the Yankees.
I'd love the Yankees to make a push at it just because in October, Stanton and Judge are doing good right now. But to win it all, we had that probably opportunity last year. Obviously didn't do it, so I don't know if we'll got better this year to get further than we did last year. So I think I just want an exciting postseason because that's what it was too. Watching it, your team still go. It's like fun. So even if we don't win it, just want to see them go at least past the wild card round. Give me another 5 games, and then if we lose in 6, I got 6 more games of my team. It's really all it is.
For the Phillies,
but if they don't win, can't have
when the Yankees are out, you have to switch to the Phillies.
That's tough.
No, it's not, bro.
You're asking like a Giants fan to like, all right, now you got to root for the Cowboys. It's like that's not. I mean, a better.
We're in totally different divisions, so it's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm asking you to go for the Red Sox. I don't think you would do that.
It'll depend on who you're facing. Yeah. It's always going to depend on who you're facing. You know, if like you're playing the Dodgers, I'd be like, yeah, I don't want them to win. So just you guys can win. But if it's like a Brewers, I'm like, I don't care about the Brewers. That'd be cool if they won. Sure. It always depends. Same with football. Any sport.
Well, now you have how many undefeated teams for week 2? The Eagles, the Packers, the Bills, I think 6 or so. I mean, how many more undefeated teams do we see after this weekend? I think the Eagles are going to actually have a tough game with the Rams. Hey traders, I want to take a second to thank our sponsors. First, Top One Futures. If you use the code ASFX, that's going to save you over 50% on any account type with Top One. They are currently offering the cheapest instant funded account in the game. So if you want to get funded without having to jump through some crazy hoops or pass some crazy challenge, the instant funded accounts with Top One Futures are exactly where you need to go. For $290, you can get a 50K instant funded account that gives you $2,000 of drawdown with the potential to take a $2,500 payout on your first payout. So you're flipping $290 into a $2,500 payout if you can follow the rules and hit the $3,000 profit target. Now, they have larger accounts and smaller accounts. Head to their website, like I said, with the link in the description, and you can check out all the information about Top One Futures. Having paid out already 14 million, almost 15 million to traders, they are the one-stop shop that you need to get funded, stay funded, and get consistently paid out. TradeZella is the second sponsor for today's episode. Use the code ASFX to save 20% on their journaling software. If you're looking for a one-stop shop for backtesting, journaling, and tracking your trades, TradeZella is it. They will provide you with the Zella insights and the reports that show you exactly what you're doing well and what you need to work on. You can tag your entries, you can tag your setups. Everything you do can be tracked in TradeZella, now using their progress tracker. So use the code ASFX, click the link in the description, and now let's get back to the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, no one's ever going to probably be undefeated or even like 3 losses because, I mean, every team is so good. Obviously, there's some really bad ones, but like they could just beat you on a random day because you get hurt, your quarterback's
Bruce,
hurt.
am I wrong? Like his team, the Ravens, get so much love for nothing. Like I don't understand. You go 3 quarters against the Browns, barely beating them, and the nothing is how many times when was the last time the Ravens even won the Super Bowl? Like 2003? Like Ed Reed, Ray Lewis?
Yeah, it was like 2008 or so.
Okay, but am I right? It was Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, those guys, right?
Yeah.
Ed Reed was a dog, bro. There ain't nobody on your team right now like Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. There's nobody like that.
Kyle Hamilton's a dog. Out of Notre Dame, Kyle Hamilton's all
Bruce,
pro.
Get on me here.
He's not
There's
the same
no
as
better
Reed.
duo than those two.
No.
I
won't lie. You guys do have
the Ravens now get more love than the Ravens did back then, I feel like. Maybe I was
they do, yeah. They do.
They get so much. Everybody loves Lamar. For what?
Everything like that. It's because of Lamar and everything like that. That's probably why.
Well, that's like the 2012 one, but the 2000 year when they beat the Giants, that was disgusting. They averaged like their defense let up 10 points a game. Like all you have to do is score a touchdown, you're going to win. Everyone knew that. Their quarterback was terrible. That was when like a defense could win a championship. Now you can't because everyone's going to either run it or pass it at some sort. But defense literally carried that team to Super Bowl.
Think about how the RPO has changed the NFL. Like being able to scramble out and get 10 to 15.
Every quarterback can run a little bit. You're not going to get someone that
never
really is just so slow back there.
You'll never get a guy that doesn't run anymore. It's going to be runners. Cam Ward. Yep.
Because everyone's getting bigger, faster, stronger. So like the defense, you still need to be able to throw it, but you can't just sit there and not be mobile at all.
Do you think that JJ McCarthy's really hurt, or you think they just benched him, Evan? I think they benched him.
I think he's just
scared.
He's
scared.
I think he's scared. I remember in 7th grade I was playing football, and there was like 7th and 8th grade together. Oh boy, was I small! And like to me, the guys that were older than me were like 35, but they were a year older than me. They fucking pounded me. Where I was just like, I don't want to experience that again.
I'm done with this sport.
I'm hurt. I'm over here hurt. Like
You think he got dogged like that? You think he's that upset? Do you wonder if he's a sore loser? Because like, remember how they were making all those posts about he doesn't lose, he hasn't lost since high school, and now that he lost, he's like, no, I'm hurt. Like that's what it kind of felt like.
No, you guys are. Let me say this because let me defend my team here. They literally sold Sam Darnold, and kept JJ McCarthy. They're not going to skunk him. And Sam Darnold played pretty well last year. They're not going to skunk Sam Darnold off from the team and then stuff over JJ McCarthy. They literally are all in on JJ McCarthy. He's probably injured, but he's not scared or anything. Let's relax.
Well, you got to be all in. He was your first-round draft pick. You got to stand by him. Like the Jets stood by Zach Wilson way longer than they should have.
Then he started hunting for MILFs and everything like that.
Yeah, he was too busy MILF hunting, dude. That'll screw up the whole thing.
Yeah, I can't blame him.
Yeah, so all right. So do we have any NFL predictions before we get into the trading part of the podcast? Anything you want to say, Bruce?
Yeah, I mean the Ravens.
No, shut up.
Ravens
Dude.
are going to win the AFC.
No,
The Chiefs.
Chiefs will win.
Yeah, I'm
Chiefs
gonna
aren't
make a bold prediction here as Austin's internet goes
Go
out
for
there.
it.
I think the Buccaneers will make the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yes, I think the Buccaneers will make the
No.
Super Bowl.
You think Baker's got that much of a dog in him, bro?
Yes, I don't.
I'm not betting against that, bro.
I've always loved Baker Mayfield since he was even at Oklahoma. I think he's an amazing.
He's got that dog. He's a winner, bro. I don't know if dude, Eagles versus them in the NFC is going to be tough in the playoffs. I can already see it right now. That's going to be a tough game. Yeah. I was worried last season the Eagles would have a harder time with Washington. I felt like we had a harder time with Tampa Bay last year. Tampa Bay and the Eagles always have a tough game. So that'll be tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely good.
No, we probably could get nasty odds on that right now, Bruce. It's probably like plus 1,000 or something on that right now.
Plus 10,000. Look at that thing's not sniffing a favorite.
I think pull that up. My bold prediction is we will look back on this year and say we underrated the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. No one cares about how well they are playing. He's
You mean we overrated?
Like them? We didn't talk. We
overrated. Yeah.
No. Underrated. No. He's underrated.
Well, I don't think so.
He is. They are wild.
He's overrated.
The Eagles are in part proving you can still win games off just defense, like you were just talking about with the Ravens. He hasn't thrown for more than 10 yards in a single pass. You could say that sucks as a quarterback, and yet we are 2-0. So I'm just saying.
How many passing touchdowns does he have this year?
0.
So how is he like really good? You can say the team is doing good, but how is he underrated? What has he done?
You can't quantify a quarterback's worth on passing touchdowns. You quantify the leader of the team, the captain of the team, by if they're winning or if they're losing. It's that simple. You got this other guy on the Chiefs that's like, man, we didn't allow you to have 100 yards. He's thinking about defense. He's not thinking about his team. Jalen Hurts is shut up. We won. It's a team game. You know, Jalen Hurts is the best leader in the NFL. He doesn't talk shit. At least like he's not like out like talking bad about people. He's just quiet and he just says we win by working. So I just think we will look back on this season and we'll end up saying, damn, bro, like they were 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. They're just wiping everybody. And we were like, yeah, but Jalen Hurts kind of doesn't throw the ball enough. Shut up. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so the team's good. They're just boring to watch in terms of like, if you want to watch a good football game, you're just going to see someone get shoved an inch 100 times. So like, it's just not fun to watch. Well, they'll continue to win games because you just run it, push it. All right, they won. But like when you talk, and again, they are good. But like when you talk about like, oh, that's gonna be a good game to watch. That one's not gonna be. They'll win. But like you want to watch like the Packers versus the Lions, you're like that thing could be a shootout, or both defenses are really good. Like you want to watch a good game. You want to look at two good teams, not just.
I'd love the Eagles Ravens Super Bowl, bro. That would be the ultimate thing for us, dude, is Eagles Ravens Super Bowl. It's on the cards this year for sure. Yeah. For sure. I'm worried Bruce, before you go into those odds, if you got them pulled up, last thing I was going to say, I'm worried the Chiefs are going to get mad that they suck and get really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I could see that. Like they turn around and because remember, we were talking about teams that go 0-2, 90% of the time don't make the playoffs. But last year, 3 teams went 0-2 and still made the playoffs. So it could happen again for the Chiefs. The Ravens were 0-2 last year and made the playoffs, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, what was the opponents of the first 2 weeks? Then that would be like really embarrassing. It feels like, well, if you couldn't beat those teams, you're not going to beat these other ones. The Ravens' first loss was like, it was the Bills. So like, that's a healthy, not embarrassing loss. The way it happened, yes. But like the team, you're like, okay, well, if they stood tall against them, they'll probably beat the Browns. And they did. Right?
After playing like 3 quarters down to the Browns level. But yeah. What's the odds on the Bucks?
Dude, I can't bet on it inside like for the NFL Super Bowl winner. I'll have to probably.
No, you can't bet it yet. Do you see the odds though on DraftKings? Can you look it up on Draft? It's like plus. Ev, you want to pull it up? 2,800. I'm gonna guess on the Bucks because you're gonna have the Bills, the Ravens, the Eagles, the Packers, the Lions, all ahead of them.
Bucks are 2,500.
There we go, dude. Yeah. Leave it to the Jew to know the odds. Like, come on.
They're 11 back. 11th favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. 11th.
Wow.
11th
Watch us. If you had to just bet by the end of the season, will they be the 11th favorite? I would say it would be under the 11th. They'll be closer to the top by the end of the season.
I agree.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Okay.
I mean, the Commanders are above.
That's crazy.
Don't
see that happening at all.
Same with the 49ers.
No.
Don't see that happening.
Poor calls. Odds are way better on the Bucks. Yeah. All right, this will be fun to come back to. Let's get into some trading stuff, boys. Let's talk.
Yeah. Well, last thing on that, you said the Ravens aren't going to have more than 9 wins. That's crazy, but they've had one, so let's see if they can get 8 more this year. Absolutely.
dude, could you imagine if you had to say the Ravens are 10-6? That would be a failure.
I mean, that'd be
That's a
playoff bound.
failure.
That'd be
Yeah,
that
because
is,
Joe
that's
Burrow's
playoff
out of your
bound.
division. And who are the other two teams in the Ravens division? They suck. Who is it?
Steelers
They
and
suck.
Browns.
They fucking blow. You have an old man as a quarterback, and then you have the other team with 8 quarterbacks. You literally are playing against retarded teams, and you're like, we made the playoffs at 10-6.
This year, yeah.
Dude.
Was it last year or 2
I'm
years ago?
becoming
where
the biggest anti-Ravens fan, aren't I, James? Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Fuck the Ravens, dude. Overrated. Overrated. Underrated. Underrated.
Offense is non-existent.
I'm sad Joe Burrow's out, though, to be honest.
All right, here we go.
You know what I'm saying? I am sad Joe Burrow's out. I'm sad Joe Burrow's out. I like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's going to retire early. You know, he's going to have a sad career, unfortunately. Just gets hit too many times.
That's a good point.
It's been sad like 200 times. But he's rich.
So who cares? It's true.
Yeah, he don't care.
Get out before the CTE gets too bad. That's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, like if his glory days was LSU, that's pretty good. You know, he's still Joe Burrow. He had a nice run his second year, right? Was that when he went
Still
all the way?
wouldn't leave your girlfriend around him. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
Still Joe Burrow.
Never.
Why don't we talk first about, before we get into like streaming stuff, any big wins from the Black Shirt Club? So regular listeners, you know, we in the home team, James and Evan and I are running the Black Shirt Club. It's our mentorship program. We got some cool new marketing for it actually today. I think we spoke about in the last home team how well Nick was doing. Had he crossed 1 million yet? I don't think so.
No. He hadn't at that point.
But now he has. So he's a huge win. Nick's been coming on stream, doing more content with the group. Any other big wins that you guys can think about from the guys you've been coaching? Even if it's like a new trader transitioning?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few that like, even like the small one that we got to try to track all of them. You know, like everyone's tracking of success is like, did I take a payout or not? But for many people, I've never taken one. It's just like, well, let's take a small victory first of like, I haven't blown an account in 2 weeks and I used to blow them every week. That's a still step in the direction that we're still in a better place, closer to a payout. So like if we can keep the accounts a little bit longer than we used to, we're taking less trades than we used to. It's like, no, we haven't taken a payout, but we're in a lot better chance to do it now. So let's just keep going forward for another month, another 2 months and see what happens. So I think just that, like actually seeing progression, right? Even though they don't feel satisfied of like tasting the reward that they want, they still feel like, oh, I am getting better. Like I actually feel better when I'm making decisions. Like, so yeah, like I could see now the light at the end of the tunnel maybe. So like it's easier to push on through when it is still hard, you know?
One of the questions we always ask in the beginning is like, what does this program look like to you at the end of the 4 months? What does it look like for you to say it's successful? And often the people will bring up feeling. They'll say, yeah, I'd like to get payouts. But often the people that we attract because of the price point, they're not in it just to make money in the short term. You notice that? Because we're charging so much money for the mentorship, you're looking at people that have extra cash. They don't need to make trading work. So they want to feel like they are figuring it out. They want to feel like they're in control, which is why we still call it a coaching program, because it's about coaching the person to become confident on their own. It's not about like teaching them to be a carbon copy of you or you, James. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, exactly. Everyone's on a different path. Like for example, Nick Jostens trading 80 accounts, whatever the hell it is. But like for people that come in, everyone's on a different path. We spoke about on my podcast about I did with you also about a month ago, was that some guys come in and they're like, listen, I just want to make an extra $1,000 a month. That's 12 grand a year. That's what I want to do. And I'm like, that's brilliant, because then you can start to scale from there. Obviously, everyone's goal in trading is to make money and start and make as much as possible. But I think you also got to be realistic. Come in, try and make 2 grand a month, or first, you've never made money before. Perfect. Let's try and make $500 in a month, and then we can start to scale from there. But I think I've got 2 wins from the guys I've been working with right now. The first one being Nick. Jeez, I forgot his surname right now. But Nick, everyone knows Nick, and not Nick Jocelyn. Nick, he's in Norway. Nick in Norway. Yeah, there we go. That's a good rhyming one. But he's came into the Black Shirt Club with not taking any payouts before, and he's currently he's over halfway on some top 1 futures accounts, instant funded accounts. So that would be like a nice like 5 grand payout for him there. So that's really, really positive, and he's never got this far in instant funded accounts before.
Wow.
And then another one
before you leave, Nick. Yeah? Wait, let me ask you a question. Come on, I gotta drill it on Nick a little bit. He kind of, to me, fits that bucket of people who is looking for that feeling. So what do you think has helped him from when he came in to now being closer to a payout than he was when he
Yeah, well,
started. What
there's
do you
two
think is the
things I
difference
think.
maker?
Yeah, I think there's two things. Obviously it's my fantastic coaching, but but no, in all
What you tell him to do, bro? Rub your fucking head. Just rub my head, and all the winds come.
But no, 100%. It's so when he first came into the Black Shirt Club, I think he was trying to trade all day, every single day. He was trying to trade ES, he was trying to trade Nasdaq, and he was trying to trade in the London session as well as the New York session. And now Nick's in my time zone, so right now when we're filming it at 6:29, you guys in America Eastern time will be 6 hours behind me. He would try and trade while at work. He really makes good money in his job at work, and he's trying to trade at work, everything like that. So I told him, dude, what's your goals? No, he wants to make 10 grand a month. That's great. But you're trying to trade Nasdaq in the London session. Personally, for me, I've never met anyone in the Black Shirt Club, and I've personally probably coached over 150 traders. I've never found someone to trade the Nasdaq consistently, I'm saying for like a 3 to 6 month period, profitably in the London session. So I told him, dude, just pack that up. Focus at work, and then you can trade for 2 hours a day from 9:30 to 10:30, 11 o'clock in the New York session. That's where he's been crushing it. And then I told him he likes trading the Nasdaq. Let's drop ES. Let's only trade the Nasdaq. And now he's super focused and dialed in. So I think
less assets and less time trading.
Correct. Less is more. It's always the ASFX model, right? Do less, do it better, do it bigger. You don't need to be trading all day, every single day. Get a bunch of instant funded accounts, trade for 2 hours a day, go live the rest of your life with your family, And he just became a dad as well. So that's obviously also a big positive for him too, right? So
100%. Yeah. What was the second win? That's a good first one. Who was your second thing?
Second win is I've just started working with her. We had our first welcome call last week, but it's Addie. She literally came into the Black Shirt Club. I mean, probably only been trading for 2 months. I think a lot of the times we think that traders that come into Black Shirt Club have been trading for multiple years. That's not the case. A lot of the times, traders actually have only been looking at us on ASFX TV for a month. And yeah, she's picked it up quite nicely. She had a very, very hard time with finding entries, particularly we're on tough market conditions right now on the US markets at all-time highs, So she was often buying too high and then getting stopped out because obviously she was buying at the highest price point of the day. And we've been working on that, and she's managed to stack some winning days together and really understanding like what we're teaching. So that's a win in my book.
I think she should do well with us. A lot of people like her come from a service background, on the men and the women's side. We attract, I feel like a lot of people, almost like I feel at least 1 in 10, maybe 1 in 5 people that join the mentorship are people that were in the service. I wonder what that says about those people and what they think of themselves, and like how does that translate into trading? Like, I guess they see it and they're like, okay, I've been disciplined over here. I know what it means to stick to something when I commit to it, right? What other characteristics do you think that they see and they're like, that probably leans me into having a chance at doing this, because usually they do pretty well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, even just registering, not that we like blatantly tell them like, here's what you have to do, don't do this anymore, but like following instructions of like, oh, like it doesn't seem like this is working, like I'm not going to do it, like it's proven not to be helpful for me, so like let me not just force it anyways. Like I'm going to listen to what's working for me and listen to what's not, and just lean into what's working with me.
Yeah, I got a guy in the group, Mike. He got a promotion. So he was one of our he is one of our part-time guys. He trades for like an hour or two in the morning and then has a regular job still. Got a promotion, and that kind of, I think, slowed down a little bit of his momentum that he had with me, where like June was good, July was good, then started to like get himself in the position to get this promotion, and then work has like taken the ball back for him. And I think that it reminds me of like, as he's adapted to now trading pre-market, like this morning, he found a win before market was even open. It reminds me that like less is more, like you were saying, Bruce. So it is about what you're saying, that find what works for you, but it's also probably less than you'd expect, right? Like you can make more money. I mean, if you think about your recent payouts, James, last month, you weren't trading more assets. You weren't trading more hours. You were actually trading less trades and faster trades, less time in the market.
Yeah.
So it's often like you as a trader, and I guess the point I'm trying to make here is like you want to reverse problem solve and think like, is it not more that I need? Is it actually less that I need that will make me move towards my goals more, which again, probably then starts with like being really clear on like, what are your goals? Are you trying to make $500 a month? Or are you trying to make a full-time living? You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably argue if someone's trading all day or like on their 5th or 6th trade, like it's not going well. Like most of my green days, when you look at them, I'd say like 90% of them, it's 100% win rate. Like I won the first one and now I'm done, or I won 2 back to back real quick. All right, I'm done. If you're on that 5th trade or you're still around here at 1 p.m., it's probably because the earlier trades weren't good. So that's why you're compelled to keep on trading. So I would argue, like, how many times am I 4-0 in the morning? I'm like, still here at 2. What else can we make? It's like, no, if I'm up, I'm going to be gone earlier. If I'm down, I'm probably going to want to stick around longer because I don't want to stay down. So it's just like if you trade less, it's probably going well. It's only when you're trading more that things probably aren't going well. That's really it. It's the biggest sign that someone's, I don't care if you really ended the day green. That's a great that you were able to recover it. But that day probably wasn't like great if you had to trade 6 times all day.
Is there a balance in it though of like when you're trading well, like 2 Thursdays ago, I was trading really well and I came back and traded again in the afternoon. Cause like I was thinking, I was like, on days where I'm doing well, I got to keep trading and like capitalize. So you're right. I do agree with you, but I think there's a thin line to then like taking trading to the next level and being like, yo, markets are trending today. It's a click buy and shut up day. I need to make a lot of money today. What do you think about that, Ed?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ray. Yeah, James. James, you go first.
It would come down to how you play that risk, right? You're up 500. You're going to keep on trying to make another 500. You just want to sprinkle on like another 200. So that way, if you lose this next one, you're still green. Because now you can imagine, like, what's the risk of me putting on another trade? Well, if it wins, great, obviously. But if this loses, I know that I went from green to now break even. How many are going to want to have to go back to green? Well, now I got to take another one, because I felt like I was up. I need to get back to where I was. So like the risk of giving back gains is the risk of going on tilt and making it an ugly day. And that's just not worth it. If you're saying, I just want to make like an extra 200 on top of the 5 I've already made. It's like, is that $200 potential gain worth the risk of who knows how bad the unraveling could be? And so for some, it's not worth it. You're probably not going to hit that trade with the same size you made on the first one. So like, it's a low risk of going crazy if you did lose it. But some people would give back all the wins, and now it probably wasn't worth it. Probably should have just stayed away.
100%. Yeah. Remember what you were going to say, Bruce?
I was going to say, I think maybe there's also a different way to think about this. Maybe on the days that you're seeing it well, or that you think it could be a more training day, you trade more accounts. So like maybe on a day, for example, today I only traded 2 accounts, right? I was like, I came in today, I'm only going to trade 2 accounts. But if you come on a day, because it's FOMC, by the way, before filming this pre-FOMC. So whereas maybe on a day that could be trending, like maybe tomorrow I might trade all of my accounts that I have at the moment. So it's like to instead of trying to trade more, you trade more accounts. So you still trade the same way. Instead of trying to come back and trade in the afternoon, you still trade during your 2 hours, because some people can only trade for those 2 hours. But you say, okay, I'm gonna trade more accounts because I'm more confident.
I think it makes sense. But then what happens if so you're saying like if I win the first 2 trades in the morning, take a little break, come back after gym because I'm hanging out with Jim. And then after gym, I come back. You're saying now turn up the accounts more now in the afternoon. I don't know if I would do that because I feel like in the afternoon I'm more likely to lose.
No,
I don't know if that's the right thought either.
No, I'm saying from the start you trade more accounts.
How do you know though? How do I know? How do I know that I'm going to crush it today? Tell me. Don't tell me to rub your head.
Which one? Jim's head.
Shit, bro. Goddamn.
I said. No, you don't know. But what I'm saying is maybe from like you after the first 15 minutes of the opening range, you can see, okay, like today could be a nice training day. I'm going to trade this amount of accounts, a set amount of accounts, because like a lot of traders only have those 2 hours to trade. So like for tomorrow, it's after FOMC. Maybe you like, okay, I'm going to trade 4 accounts instead of maybe 2 that I traded on an FOMC day. So obviously you don't know. But I think sometimes you can get into bad habits of like, oh, well, I'm going to trade, because then you're trading all day, every single day. I'm going to trade in the morning and then I'm going to look to trade in the afternoon as well. And then you can get sucked in all of a sudden, for 5 weeks in a row, you're trading the whole, from start to finish. So I don't,
Yeah, it's a good point. Ed, do you have anything you think about that? I mean,
it might even be just don't go all in on any one day.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are trading a lot of accounts, right? Depends on what you think is a lot. They'll split it up into 2 different buckets that even if it's a great trending day, I remember a couple of weeks ago when I went 4 for 4, it wasn't all in one account. I played max profit on one. All right, put that to a side. But there's maybe more opportunities. Let me see if I can make this one green. It did, but if it hadn't, yes, it would have been red, but I still know, okay, I still bagged a green day over there. So you could still try to trade more without putting all that risk on one single account or even all of them copy. That's just like split it up regardless. So nothing is ever heavily hurt.
Should we be considering that the way to maximize prop firms is copy trading to 20, 30, 40 accounts?
Yes, it is. 100%.
Mathematically, yeah.
It is.
So
I agreed.
Okay. So let's just operate under that as yes, the way to maximize your time with prop firms is do that. Copy trade to as many. So you're using this third party host to copy trade to all these different accounts. Bruce, you've been doing this for a long time with different accounts. But like now, if we accept that, how much money, like at that point, do you have to be willing to invest? Because I haven't bought that many accounts to know. Right. But I feel like at that point, the prop firm game changes from being like this way to attract people that don't want to spend a lot of money to like, no, you need to drop $2,000 on all these accounts kind of thing. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I remember Nick Jocelyn, one of the months, like when we were talking about having to invest into accounts, he was like, to put things into perspective, I spent $7,000 on accounts last month, but he took out whatever, let's just even call it $100,000, right? Whatever. Even if it was 20, you spent 7, you make 20, that's pretty good. But it's like the same person that invested $70 or 700, they pulled out $7,000. He spent $7,000 to take out 70. It's the same thing. It's just a matter of putting more in at once. The reward's going to be bigger. That some people aren't willing or don't have the $7,000. That would obviously be one of the options. What if but it's really like, yeah, you're not going to take the giant 100K payouts without probably having to spend 10K. So you got to get comfortable with that. And if you're not, then, or if you can't afford that, then that's why you try to play the smaller games and stack those up.
But what if you have all that money and you can do that? But what if your confidence level isn't there for like think about the Black Shirt Club customers. They can spend money to do the mentorship. They could buy $2,000 worth of accounts right away. But like if they've never taken a payout, is that I don't think I feel comfortable advising.
No. I think the top. I agree with this. I agree in terms of like, especially after working with Nick for a while now. If you want to take big racks from prop firms, you have to spend $5,000 a month plus on prop firm accounts. I agree. 100% wholeheartedly agree on that. And that's what I want to work up to. Like I want to be trading maybe by the end of the year, like 20 accounts personally. I do want to do that.
Does that all at once or in different buckets?
Splitting them up, maybe in 2 groups, maybe like 10, 10, 5 on one day, 20, 15 on one day, but never like all at once. I will split them up like in fives, maybe fives and, stuff like that. But I agree with what Evan's saying, because he would have seen firsthand working with Nick. You do the way, if you want to make a lot of money in prop firms, like take a $50,000 payout, you have to trade a lot of accounts. That is just what you have to do. Now, if you've never taken a payout before, you shouldn't be doing that. No, you should be trading one account, whether that's a 50K, 100K, 150K, that does not matter. You should trade one account and look to take one payout, because the more accounts you trade, the more you could lose at one time. If you go and blow accounts, you're obviously going to lose more money. But I think if you want to make a lot of bucks, the more money you spend on accounts, the more money you have in terms of potential. Like, for example, if you spent $500 in the month and you took a $2,000 payout, okay, you did pretty well. You did 4 times your money, okay? But if you go and spend $2,000 and take an $8,000 payout, which I've done over that for the last 3 months, and that's only from spending on more challenge, because I'd never really spent more than $1,000 on prop firm accounts actually ever before in a month. You're going to make more money. I agree that the more money you spend, the more money you can make. I still did 4x plus, but it's because I spent more.
Yeah. So it's going to attract a different type of person. Like not everyone has the funds. Not everyone should deploy them, even if they do have them. Like we're saying, like, oh, you have $10,000, so do it. No, it's like you got to know your experience level as well as, can I afford this? Because you also, if I'm putting my last $10,000, let's say even just say $5,000 into the accounts, but that's now going to put a lot of financial stress on me. But now those accounts probably don't stand a fair chance.
But then when you don't care about the accounts,
there is a lot of thinking behind it.
Financially, you can afford to lose them. You trade them looser, and you end up not holding them too tight. I think you do better.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if I'm spending $5
keep
now,
talking. I'll be right back.
This is it for the month. Like if I'm buying these accounts now, this is it for the month. I'm not willing to spend another $5,000 in 2 weeks. So you have to then work on down of, okay, what's the risk? How much can I lose on these accounts? Let's say they're all 50Ks. Okay, $2,000. Well, then how can I try to make that last, even if I trade very poorly, for 2 weeks? Like how small should my risk be? because you can't just say, I'm going to invest 5 and here's the payout I could take if it works. If it works, yes. But if it doesn't go well, we don't want to have to spend another 5 immediately. If I want to have at least another month until I have to re-up on these accounts, give them a fair shot. So I think that's also the thing of like, when it is, I'm buying one account at a time, especially now with the new ones, you can get a 50K for 150 bucks. I'm not sitting in that thing for a month. Yeah. I'm going to burn it either really quickly or I'll get it close to payout pretty quickly, because that's just the low dollar amount of like, why would I? Right. But if I've invested a lot into these accounts, I really care, and I can't buy more soon, you have no choice but to kind of be more disciplined and take more respect to these accounts, because it's all you got.
I think if you have taken payouts and you have proven that you can do that, you should be looking to scale up, because obviously we're all looking to make more money. I agree. If you got one account and you really don't care about the money, you're probably not going to trade it properly. But if you're copy trading 20 accounts, maybe like 10 at a time in groups, you're going to care about it a lot more. And obviously, if you got obviously more potential to make a bigger payout, of course, as well, because let's just say you got 10, 50K, 10, 100, 150K accounts, you can take $3,000 out per account per time. That could be a nice, like literally like a $30,000 payout at the end of it. And you spent maybe 4.
Right. So big spend means bigger payouts. That's for sure. And I think there's one part of it that we haven't said that's worth putting in this for everybody that's listening. It's about like treating it, no matter what, with the right perspective. If you're buying your first account and you haven't taken a payout, the right perspective is be ready to lose that account. Like, you're probably not taking a payout on the first account you buy. That wasn't our case, right? And for a lot of our students, that's not the case. So have realistic perspective, realistic expectations. But like James said, if you're someone that's taking payouts, not having the conversation about scaling is actually hurting you, because you should be trying to squeeze these things for all you got. But if you're going down that road, I think like Nick said on stream yesterday, the right perspective is be an adult. That's got to be the next thing you put on a t-shirt, Evan. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're going to buy 30 accounts, you're going to spend a couple $1,000s on these accounts. You got to really see yourself honestly. Like, can you be an adult? We have listeners that are younger versions of us, right? 19, 18-year-old guys, 10 years younger, 15 years younger than us. Sometimes I think that version of myself couldn't be an adult to handle what I handled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. I mean, that's definitely his years of experience in trading, and just obviously adulthood of being like, I'm confused. Like, this is the proven way in the math that works. So why wouldn't everyone just follow it? I'm like, yeah, that sounds good, Nick. Like, you're thinking right. Yes, it's just tough for maybe younger people or just immature minds to grasp, like, oh, this is actually like serious, probably because it is only $150, right? I'm going to play that like a game because I'm willing to lose 150 on any given night if we go to the casino, but like not $5,000, not $10,000. I'm not doing all that in one day. So then I can't really gamify it if it's a $5,000 bet, or whatever you want to call it. So I think it's just a matter of, and same thing with Nick. He was always say, like, I've challenged him on our last call of like trying to scale him a little bit. I'm always hesitant. So I'm like, well, you are crushing it, but I don't want to like put you over the edge and now you sized up and now you can't handle it. Now you're doing shit. But I don't think that would happen. But it was just like, you are crushing it. And he's only making like $200 a day, but to all these accounts that we're saying, and it's not even always the answer of like, let's buy more accounts. Let's just keep stacking until we're at 200, because eventually that's going to run out. It's like, can we work a way that we're just trying to make $400 a day, to the same 50 accounts, rather than just always being like, I'm just going to keep on buying more accounts. That's how I'll make more money. Yes, it probably will. But also with him, it's just like, let's just keep the accounts we have, but just figure out a way to make an extra $100 a day. Can you do that? Yeah, you're a great trader. We don't even need to necessarily take on more risk. Obviously, we could do that as well because he doesn't lose very much. So we probably could afford to lose an extra $100 4 times a month or whatever you want to call it, right? So it is with him. He's like, yeah, you're right. I should probably try to scale. Like, it is getting bigger and bigger because he's adding more accounts. But what else can we do to potentially scale it without also changing the trading itself?
Good point. And that's the good points on the scale in there too. Sorry, were you gonna say something, James?
I just want to say, I want you guys to go watch this is a guy that has been helping me with this as well, because I think that's what actually, so when I took my first futures accounts, because I didn't trade with Top 1 Futures, I traded with Top 1 Trader before, the CFDs, and then I got into the futures end of July, beginning of August, and I took my first payouts on those accounts. I decided to go for 3 accounts and trade them all at the same time. Because and this came from Forex Arc, right, on Twitter, and he's been on the podcast before, so make sure to go back and rewatch his podcast with Austin. I think it was just Austin and him that did it. But let me just share my screen here. I want to show you the 2 quotes that like quite funny, but it is the truth. So he says in this quote here, I'll zoom in. Hey, look at me, Tech Bruce zooming in. He says,
look at you.
Does your bank account know the difference between you making a trade for $500 or one trade for $50 copied to 10 accounts? Mine doesn't. You feel the need to be an expert or be good at a skill. So you can't just make 50 times 10. You need to show how smart you are and make $500. And I think what he's trying to say over here is it's easier to make $50 across 10 accounts, or it's easier to make $50 on an account, obviously just copied in the back end, than it is to try and make $500 on one account. It's the same end goal, but a little bit easier on one. And then the second one that he said, and I like this, he says, someone replied to him, is like, if you can copy trade to multiple accounts, if $200 a day isn't worth it, just copy trade to 10 accounts. That's $2,000 in a day. And I think that's kind of like my goal is I want to be, scaling up to doing that as well, like 10, 20 accounts, as I said, maybe by the end of the year, 20 accounts on the trade copying. But I think his perspective of that is really, really good. And I think you should go listen to his podcast with you as well, Austin.
Good points. Let's go away from the scaling and the copy trading for 2 other directions.
Yeah.
Since you brought up Ike, let's talk about this first because he talks about it. The negative risk reward. Zach has this video going all over, doing really well. Zach was on the podcast last week talking about this. I'm ready to say that talking about risk reward is dead when it comes to futures prop trading. I don't know if that's controversial at this point, but I don't know anyone that's taking a ton of payouts talking about their RR per trade at all right now.
I must say, I agree with that. We aren't hedge funds or seat and dial managing millions or billions of dollars, right? So I agree. The only thing that matters is you making payouts. That's really it. You spent $1,000 this month, you took out $5,000. Okay, you 5x your money. Brilliant. Now let's go spend $2,000 and hopefully take out $10,000. I agree. It doesn't matter on your risk reward ratio. If you're taking payouts, no one's asking, oh, dude, but your win rate's only 50%. Who cares? You're making money, So I agree with that 100%.
Well, I'd also argue if you're willing to take less than 1R, you're probably going to have a higher win rate than 50 because you'll probably win, right? If you want to call them wins, right? Like 0.5R, right? Might not go down and like the scorecard is like, oh, a full win. But like it's green stacking on top of all these other greens that we have. You'll probably win more times that way. So that way, when you do have that full loss, it's still not enough to overtake all those small little greens you chipped away at. And we're going to have those 1Rs, whatever you want to call them, 2Rs, just by happen, right? A volatile day, clean add-ins, whatever. But like if you're shooting for it every single time, the market doesn't know that your stop is 10 points so that you're going to get out at 10 points because that's 1R. Mine's 8 points, so I got out already, right? But like it doesn't go another 2 for you. It's like, what, we took the same trade. Like we got to make money on this trade.
I think,
right?
I think Bruce Pringle on the podcast last episode, I think Bookmap has helped me not care about risk reward as much because I'm looking at the market with its levels and I'm reacting to those levels, not reacting to, like you just said, Evan, where my stop loss is and how far has it gone based on when I got in and where I choose to put a stop. I'm looking at the market, seeing where there's liquidity, seeing where it may pull to, seeing how it reacts to those levels. And then that's making me do something, which I think is the right way to be a trader right now, to be a scalper in the future space. So it's almost like Bookmap has helped me not care about the risk reward as much and just focus on trading level to level, trading block to block, looking to trade with, order flow on my side.
Yeah, I'd say you still probably want to get in like the headspace before getting into a trade. That like, do I think this move has the gas to go what I think is 1R, right? Because you don't want to get in a trade of like, I'm risking 10, I'm going to go get 2 every single time because that's not what slippery. Saying. But like every trade I take, I think it's got infinite move on it, let's just say. Like I think it can go 20 points higher. I know I'm not going to grab it all, but I think it's going up there. That on the way up, if it goes 8, I'll take that. I risk 12 though. But like I'm not getting into setups. You're probably a little bit better at it than me. Of like as poor risk reward to that opening range high, I'm gonna have to get out there. I don't want to get those 4 points risking 10, even though 4 points is great. I'm just like, I don't like that as much. But I don't need to get a full 10. But I just like to see that the trade idea probably has the potential to go what I think is 1R, 2R, 3R, whatever. I'm not gonna be strict on I have to get out there, but I think the trade has that enough move, then I'll take it.
Look at look at the way the only other thing I wanted to bring up was like scalping in the last couple of weeks. has been the way to go, which feeds the negative risk reward thing. I mean, if you look at James with his payouts last month, look at how fast some of those trades are. There's no way, James, you're getting 1R on those trades.
No, not a chance.
Can't even see him.
In fact, I must actually be honest. I don't even look. I think I've mentioned this on the stream, but I don't even look at like risk reward. I don't even sometimes know how much I'm risking.
Can you spell risk to reward?
No,
I don't even know him in a trade.
I can't. I literally, I know that I'm on my 150K accounts. I was trading between 15 and 20 macros on ES, and on NQ I was trading between 10 and 15. That's what I know. And I'm just like, I'm getting in with the trade. Perfect. I'm up $300. I'll take that. Okay, cool. Market's looking a bit more choppy right now. Perfect. I'm up $300 for the day. Lock myself out, and then I'll have other days where I maybe make $1,000. But my max loss limit for the day, I had that set in, and then I'm just trading what's in front of me. I agree. Like there's no ways I was getting 1R on those trades. Probably not even 0.2R. I was making money.
Well, it is the other side of the puzzle of like, you can't do this whole negative risk reward if like you're winning 50-50, because then that's not good. But the whole idea is like, this should help you win more, right? Win as in like you're green on the trade, whether it's $80 or 400, right? They're going to vary, but like that's a win technically. Like you should win more if you're willing to take a little bit of a move every now and then. So if you're 50-50 win rate or even lower with this, then that's probably not going to work. But I'd also argue, well, how are we not winning more? Then you got to switch the strategy up a little bit. But the way we're trading with the VWAPs, we could definitely win those little bags of like, quick scalp, and I'll look for the next, maybe a normal move, you'd say. Those are going to happen every week. But like on some days, I'll just sprinkle on an extra 0.4R there, a quick scalp, another half an R there. And I don't see it as half an R. I'm just saying, for example, you'll sprinkle on these small little wins that by the end of the week, you're like, I made myself an extra $500 doing that, which is almost like adding another full trade just by doing little steps.
Just think of it this way as well. I mean, this is what always Austin, you told me when I first joined ASFX back in 2019. If you had, let's just say you have 20 prop firm accounts to trade, right? And you traded them like all at the same time. Would you be better off taking less trades but more quality trades, knowing that every single time you have a winning day, you're probably going to make $2,000, and at the end of the month you'll make like a $20,000 payout, compared to if you're trading one account or two accounts and you're trying to trade all day every single day, come back and off. The more trades you take, the more likely you are to lose. So you're wanting to trade less, but make it mean more when you are winning. So
yeah, which kind of comes back to what we were saying before. Go ahead, Ev, what were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to like that copying. Like you'll take $100 win. It's like, that's it. So but it was 9 accounts. So like that's still put it in perspective.
I agree.
You guys are gonna go to a 9 to 5 today for 9 hours and take home 300 and be like, I love my life. But I'll give you $500 in 10 minutes here, and you'd be like, nah.
That's what ends up happening, right?
It's fact, bro.
Because you take the win and you're like, geez, that's only $200, and then you're like, I'm gonna carry on trading, and then that's what happens. You blow the account, you mess it all up, and repeat the cycle. Yeah.
No, it's more than that. It's the perspective. Like Isaac talked about that at the conference. I remember. Like you'll work all day for $350,
but you won't.
You got right, but you're trading and you want to make $3,000 in a day now.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going about it in one account.
You'll be up $300 in 1 minute, but you won't take that. But you'll work a whole day for $300.
Dude, what would our business look like if prop firms had not come and become a thing, man? Like our business would look so different. Everybody would be trading personal. It'd be so different.
I remember everyone was trading personal. It looked so much more different. I agree.
Yeah, we're old. We remember.
I don't care what Peter Brandt has to say. Prop firms are the best thing that's happened.
I know, dude. We didn't talk about that since the last podcast. He blocked me. And called me a jerk. And I was not being a jerk. You guys saw the tweets, right? I was not being a jerk.
Yeah, I know you're asking valid questions. Fair. I think, but again, like prop firms are great for retail traders. I don't care what anyone says. It is.
He's just jealous, bro. He's just mad that they didn't have this opportunity when he was a kid and he had to cut his teeth the hard way.
Yeah, he had to put his stuff on. He had to chart the NASDAQ on it with a pencil and paper,
on a stone and a tablet. Yeah,
with
chisel and a stone,
with some ink with a dovetail feather.
It's the good thing about social media. You can just block people, but then at the same time, it's like I know because people tweeted back. he looks stupid for that. It's like, I didn't do anything disrespectful. All I said was, bro, you are fighting against these prop firms, never choosing to see a positive in it. I'm like, why? Just explain. If you have so much money and you're retired and happy, why are you talking about this? Just share market wizard stuff like a good market wizard should, and shut up. Like, see both sides of it, or you're going to be considered biased. And he is like, no, you're a jerk. I didn't tell him to shut up even. At least if I said, call me a jerk, I didn't even tell him to shut up.
He was being like me before when you were saying, James, just trade futures. And then I ended up trading futures. And I'm like, shit, this is way better execution than actually trading the CFDs. And now I'm trading both still futures and CFDs, but I'm loving the futures. Like, the futures are so much more scalable. And that's exactly how he was maybe being before someone, he was, not being closed-minded, basically.
There is no argument. There is not a better place to start your trading career than with a prop firm. You will limit your downside.
Yes.
And you will learn to trade with rules. So you can't just be a gunslinger, So I think there's very little argument. Someone will argue it, like Peter, that new traders should not start their career at prop firms. I don't think that's the right way.
Let's give an easy example, right?
Okay.
You buy.
I like easy examples.
Yes, easy examples for us dummies.
Yes. This is the new segment of the show, everyone. Easy examples with Bruce.
Yes, sir. With Jim. So let's say a new trader comes in, okay? Doesn't come to the Black Shirt Club, so they don't know what they're doing. They purchase a prop firm challenge with top one futures, a 50K eval even for $39. They go to trade the NASDAQ, and they by mistake hit NQ and not MNQ. And they trade 5 NQs. They blow the whole account. Boom, it's gone in 10 seconds. Let's look at the other side. They lost $40. The other side of the coin, a trader comes in, puts $5,000 into their own trading account, trades NQ, 5 NQ instead of 5 MNQ, loses $3,000 in the blink of an eye. Boom. Thanks for coming. That's an easy
boom. Thanks for business. Yeah, no, it's a great example. It's the truth. I remember we had a person do a call with me for the Black Shirt Club, and I don't remember her name or nothing, but I remember this was very common. She was one of the more recent ones. She was like, we put $20,000 in the personal account. We're down to 10, and now we're coming to you for help. Can you help us get the other 10 back? It's exactly what she said to me. Wow. And I was like, no, probably not. I told her that. I was like, probably not. Yeah, because most of the time, people that end up doing that are already on the path of building bad habits. It's very difficult. Some people can overcome, but I think looking at that even as an example, imagine if she just would have spent the $10,000 on challenges to learn how to trade, give herself time to get comfortable with the platforms. Like you're saying, James.
Just anything like $5,000 towards education, $4,000 towards something else, and spend $10,000 overall. Right, it doesn't all have to go in one place at one time. That prop firms are probably like the first place to start generating and trying to get your feet wet, but not day one even, because you're gonna lose it. But when you're thinking about I think I'm getting the hang of this, I think I've learned it, I've got the right strategy, I got some people around me, let's try to make some money with this. Okay, then prop firms are probably your route, but not month one for finding out what a futures contract is for anybody, because you probably still will lose that, but it's still better to losing it that way, like James was saying, than in personal. But you gotta just not. I discovered trading yesterday. Let me take a challenge. I'll tell you right now, you lost. No, so you got to build up to that.
Look at Owen in the Black Shirt Club. He traded paper as a new trader, but came into the mentorship. He spent the money on education and mentorship, traded a demo account, and now he's doing well in his first challenge account. You know what I'm saying? So I think you're right. People can go about it that way and end up doing well because now you're following the right steps. You're following the right path that you need to, and you're not rushing it.
It's month one. I'm going to buy a bunch of props because that's what I heard on this podcast. How are we going to pass them? What do you know? What did you learn in that first month? If you have an answer to that, then okay, you could probably try to pass some prop firms or instant fundings, whatever. But Owen, I'm going to invest in education, so I have a shot at even taking payouts on this thing. I can't just buy the accounts and I'm going to take payouts, right? What's the game plan behind that? So I think if you've invested into education and some people around you, then it would make sense.
I tell everybody 60% of the Black Shirt Club makes the money back that they spend with us while they're with us in the mentorship. But 40% of people don't. And they are we're not giving refunds and we're not getting bad reviews, but they're not making the money back in payouts yet. They're on the path maybe, but they're not there. But for the 60% that do start taking payouts and start moving the ball forward, they are drastically different people than the 40% of people that don't, I think. And I think there's a lot of characteristics that people, when they get into trading, they face themselves and they're like, am I as disciplined as I thought I was? Can I stick to my word when no one's there to stop me from clicking? Can I actually control myself? And people have to face the fact that they can't. So it does take a certain kind of person too to go through this progression that we're talking about, everybody. It's not for everyone. I don't think trading is like, it's definitely not for everybody. What were you going to say?
I was literally going to say that. I was waiting to say, literally, trading is not for everyone. And as much as I would like to say and want people to be winning and making money trading, it isn't for everyone. It's definitely not. Trading is tough. You're going to have periods of times where you're not taking any prop firm payouts. Like I was at the start of this year when my son was born, I was struggling. Like it's tough. It's you go through patches, and you know it's the same as like entrepreneurship, but it's the same as like anything in life. Like when I did my degree, everyone that comes into the degree is not going to get the degree at the end. You know, it's the same. Like
and
anything.
Also everyone that even the people like that get the degree, the people that get into trading, some of them will be unprofitable for a long time. Some of them, like Randy, will get payouts in the first year. So like there's different levels to this too, right? Of the people that do even have the characteristics for it, you know?
Correct. And then all of a sudden, maybe after a while, it starts to click, you start to get payouts, and then all of a sudden, you start to scale up. Look at Savage Steve that was in the Black Shirt Club 2.5 years ago. He didn't do the guy, honestly, if you had told me that he would have done like 20 grand in payouts in 1 month, I think he did it last month or so, I would have said, oof, that's a bit of a tough. Could he do it? Yes, he has the potential because he was a bit of an X factor guy, but he was blowing accounts left, right, and center.
That's true.
So
I get to meet him next month. I'm going to see him in LA.
Hey, that's cool.
It's cool. Long time internet friends are going to become real friends. Every seminar. Yeah, we got a meeting later today for planning our next one. So everybody, if you listened all the way through the podcast today, we are cooking something. It's going to be some type of 2-day event. James is going to be flying into the States. It'll be in May. That's what we're looking at. May 2026 will be the next boot camp. Something.
They're letting in the fugitives.
They are letting it. The South African fugitives are coming in. Yeah, I think this is a good podcast, though, guys. Talked about the scaling, talked about the scalping that's working right now, talked about the prop firm account management stuff. So I think we covered a lot and got our sports bets in for the next couple of weeks. So it's good.
Yeah.
But everybody, Evan's got videos going up every day on YouTube. Evan's been more consistent than me on the YouTube videos. So make sure you subscribe to his channel. I'll put that in the description. James is still doing his live streams as well with Edgeful and everything. So I'll put his link in the description. I saw you were live this morning, Bruce, I think. Yeah.
But I'm going to be doing a lot more Instagram or short form reels. So make sure to check those out.
We'll see. More stuff with Jim. Will you be with Jim?
For now.
I want him in.
And
one thing I would add real quick is when we're talking about like just the common traits we see of like the people that make it a turnaround or they find success just from the jump or whatever. And it's the same thing even if we're not talking about the Black Shirt Club, people on stream, like participate, want to learn, right? The people that actually want to get better, like they're not afraid to receive feedback or look stupid or do something embarrassing because one, we've all done it and we're probably still doing it at some point. That just like, if you have no humility and you're just willing to get better, you want to ask questions, whether it's on stream or in the Black Shirt Club. Like there's some people, you guys say their name, and unfortunately, I'm like, who the hell is that? Because like they don't speak only to their coach. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to put themselves out to the group. And I get it. Some people are introverted, but like when you're with a community around you, like the whole stream right now is for free. Even if you just say what's up or you comment on someone's trade, put a markup in there like that as well. Like putting a foot forward, be like, can you give me some feedback on this markup? That's going to go a whole lot further than someone that just hides there and is going on tilt and we have no idea. You know
Even today, I was like, for everybody, if you're listening, we'll put a link in the description for you to get a free month of streams with us. But like I was saying to the guys on stream, I was like, if you're red, use this as accountability, share the markup, let us help you. And I said, even at the beginning of the stream, I was like, if you don't want to tilt today, maybe put a note in the live chat right now and say, today, this is my game plan, and see if by typing it out, you can hold yourself to it a little bit more today. Right. So we try to give accountability and discipline through the live chat, but it's hard, when you're not with the people, and that's why I like the boot camps, because then we can trade together. Everybody gets to see it in person. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Good home team. Great insights, boys. Yeah, great stuff. So everybody, if you're interested in working with the three of us, we'll put a link in the description for everything. The streams, the mentorship, all that fun stuff will be down in the description. But hopefully next week I've got a very special podcast. I'm trying to get 3 of the girls that I've had on the show before to come together for one round table, because there hasn't been a podcast with 3 female traders at once. So I think that'd be like stay-at-home mom / trader vibes. I think that'd be good. So we'll see if I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, appreciate you guys listening. Boys, thank you as always. We'll see you guys next week for another episode. Thanks, everybody.